What's happening? Because you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shout in. Stepping in the building, I got a super producer off in this thing. Willpower, what's good with it, boss?
What's good, man? What's good,
man,
brother?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. Appreciate you stopping through this thing to chop it up with a player today.
Thank you for having me, bro. This is dope.
Hey, Will, take me to the top, though, man. At what point was it that you realized that producing was going to be your way to get your creative expression on, man?
Man. So, you know, I started out, man, as an artist. I was a part of like a singing group back in the day.
All right,
long time ago.
Okay.
Long time ago when that shit was cool, man. Essentially, man, you know, I finally met a record producer, man. Our manager at the time took us to this guy's house, and he had a whole setup in there, man. And, you know, walking in the room, man, feeling the buzz from all the equipment, man, and noticing that, like, we were cutting records in that place, and he was just being creative, and he was still in his, you know what I'm saying, jogging pants and flip-flops and doing fly stuff. Yeah. That was it, man. I was like, this the side of it I want to be on. I didn't want to do the music. I didn't want to be an artist.
When it came to the production side of it, what was the tipping point for you when you realized that, okay, it's about to go down in this thing? I'm getting placements out here. Folks are actually hearing me, and I'm starting to actually build a brand in here.
Man, it was... what really happened for me was when I did the Trump music project with Yelawolf. Yeah. That was the turning point that made me realize that, like, I actually have a sound and people, you know, can identify it. Yeah. Luckily, you know what I'm saying, the artist was smart enough to kind of brand it. He said he used the word Trump music. Yeah. So in that sense, man, it just kind of set things up for me. So from there, that was when I was like, yo, this could be a thing, you know. And I was smart enough to just kind of create my own brand, Super Hot Beats at the time. Yeah. And we just went with it, man. And that's been what, almost 12, 13 years now.
Crazy. How the hell did you and Yelawolf link up?
Man, we linked up in New York, man. Ironically, bro. We went to, I was living in South Carolina around 2000, and I went up to New York to try to get on. You know what I'm saying? I got with Sylvia Robinson, who was with the Sugar Hill Gang at the time. She was the owner of the Sugar Hill record label and stuff. Yeah. And we were working out of her studio, and I was just there as a sound producer to her, and some manager brought him in to work with the producers in the building. And I met him in the lobby, man, and because I had the southern drawl, you know what I'm saying, I'm from South Carolina, he's from Alabama. Yeah. We met then, man, and it took off from there, bro.
What was it like coming out of South Carolina with it and trying to penetrate this music industry, though, man?
Man, South Carolina, man, is a great grounds to, like, learn. Yeah. You know, like, what I loved about the Carolinas is, like, you know, everybody's talented. So, like, we learned to grind early. I learned how to, like, really get out and put my music in the streets. I learned how to promote. I learned how to, you know, do CD. Whatever it took to get music out, I learned it there. Yeah. But the thing about it is, it's definitely not like there's no industry there. And so we, you know, 3 hours away from the A, man, we used to come down here, man, see what's going on in Atlanta, try to take those, you know, take those things, take that sauce and go back, you know what I'm saying? But what was really dope about the Carolinas is it's such a great consumer market for music that everybody came there. You know, they would come through Columbia. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. So they would come through Columbia. Pastor Troy probably been there 150 times, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's kind of what helped me realize, man, like that I needed to get to the A to get in the mix and figure out how to do it. But the Carolinas, man, it's a great place to get started, man. It was a great move.
What was it like making that transition to the A and building your brand in this city, man?
Right, it really wasn't hard for me. I mean, okay, so I didn't come in making no money. Like, back home, I was sort of a big fish in a small pond type of thing. Yeah. I was always in the media. So I had a TV show called the Independent Music Review. Okay. And it was in the Carolinas. And we had blew the show up so much that, like, on Sundays, man, we were hitting that 30,000 mark, man, of people watching the show.
My God.
So I had a small investor at the time, man, and I was like, look, let's take this to Atlanta. Yeah. So I brought the show to Atlanta. There used to be a station here called UPN. Yeah. Man, we went on UPN, got the show put on UPN on Sunday mornings, and we was, you know, on for an hour. So immediately our viewership went from 30,000 to a potential 300,000. because that many, I didn't realize that many people was in Atlanta till we got here.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like my stepping stone to getting into the A, because with that, you know, of course, all the new artists was trying to get on the show so they could get on the TV.
Yeah.
We also had like some showcases and stuff, man. We was out here, you know, rocking with people like Rovella back in the day when she was doing them, I forget them little artist showcases and stuff. But we just kind of got in the mix, and that's how I kind of got my name in the streets, and just being able to provide a service to people. You know, when you helping people out, you know, that always gets you in the game.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
As a producer, who were some of the notable artists that you got a chance to work with, man?
Oh, man. Over my career, it's been incredible, man. I mean, I've been top of the food chain, which is Eminem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just stop it right there. M. Yeah. Get in there with M. I mean, you know, this man is a lyrical assassin.
I got like 5 records with this dude, man. I got records that I produced. I got records that I co-produced with him. It's been a great run, but it's kind of insane.
Was this live in studio situation, or was this across the wire?
Some of us across the wire, but most one of my, you know, we were working on Yelawolf's album, man, and we went actually to Detroit to his studio. So I've been in studio with him the whole nine, man.
Break down that experience to me, Will.
Man, it's humbling, bro, because like, you know, I didn't realize. First off, man, when you in the presence of someone with that much clout, you know, you tend to wonder, man, what their lifestyle is like and what they are, man. But it was really dope to work with him because he was humble, man, super humble, super easy to talk to. He just kind of sat in the back of the room quietly, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the ill part was like, you know, all of his equipment had like his name on it. He had these exclusive pieces in his room. We was going crazy. But I think the one thing that like really was interesting to me, man, was he didn't have no plaques on the wall.
What?
Yeah, beautiful facility, man, but no plaques, none of that stuff.
Are you serious?
And so we asked him what was up with that, man, and his whole thing was like, you know, he just wanted to remind himself of what it's like to be hungry. Now I'm telling you, now we talking a couple 100 million records already, so it should have been plaques throughout the whole building.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was super chill like that, bro. It was kind of crazy. So it helped me understand, man, that like, you know, no matter how big you get in this, man, it's like, you know, it should be your purpose to stay grounded. You know what I mean? Try to figure out how to stay grounded.
Come on now. Yeah. Working with the likes of Wiz Khalifa, man. Yeah. How the hell did that come about?
So Wiz is one of my partners, man. Like we essentially went out on the road with him during his first 2 tours. So we went out on the Deal or No Deal tour, and we went out on the Cushion Orange Juice. I think it was Cushion Orange Juice tour. Yeah. Wake and Bacon. I'm tripping. So, yeah, man, that was where it happened. You know, it happened on the road. We went out and Yellow was opening for him. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of them situations where 2 young groups of, you know, music cats.
Exactly.
They coming from Pittsburgh. We coming from the A. You know what I'm saying? And like we built a bond out there, man. And from that, you know, the conversation started, man. Yo, you got some beats? Send me some beats. You know, so it just kind of happened that way, man. And I'm super grateful.
What's your creative process, though, Will? When you get in that studio and it's time for you to jam, how are you cooking up these beats, man?
Man, I just kind of go with whatever comes to me, man. Okay. Sometimes I'm into drums. Sometimes I'm into sampling. Sometimes I'm into just playing and creating. It's a vibe, man. You know, I got my own studio out here in Atlanta now. So
that's right.
I built that, man, with the whole intention of being able to, like, sit down, focus, really get some things done, man. Exactly. And so, you know, that's what it is. It's a vibe. So I just look to be, you know, in a great space when I'm creating. I look to try to have, you know, I use it to kind of help me escape sometimes, you know, so that's how I get down.
I mean, but even Diddy has to put on the band with.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to me.
Yo, so look, I mean, we just, man, so we super creative with our marketing, man. Yeah. You know, as you can see, man, we stuck the logo on the shirt of Diddy, man. But, you know, listen, we got this amazing marketing strategy, man, for our brand and for our studio.
That's slick.
Yeah. Like,
oh, you nasty.
Yeah. We go crazy, man. In fact, we're going to make sure we get you some shirts, man.
I'm here for it.
That's something that we did, man. We've got probably 300 shirts out here in the city, man, where, you know, most people who come to the studio, we just give them a shirt. We don't trip. It's like, you know, it's just kind of helping people get used to seeing the logo. You know how they say if you see something 2 or 3 times, then it's finally official for you. Like, you don't even realize that it's in your, you know, in your mind. Exactly. So that's what we doing, man.
Being in Atlanta though, man, what was that transition like when you came down here in the city and you started working your move down here? And then how long have you been in the city for, Will?
So I've been here since 05, man.
Okay, so you've been here all your damn life.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm here, man. And you know, like I still respect the fact that like I'm not a native Atlantan.
But we give you 10 years and we clone you.
Come on, man.
We claim you after 10 years.
Listen, I love this place, man. Like what I learned about it, man. I got lucky when I got here. And I like to say it's luck, but I also know I was prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? So what I was, man, was a person who wasn't afraid to get in the streets.
Yeah.
You know, when I got opportunities from people like Jason Jeter, I took that. My boy Bear Lope, Courtney Seals, like they took me under their wing and just really like helped, mold me into somebody that can move in the city. And that's, I love Atlanta for that, man.
When you talk about Court, Bear, and Jeter, what was the game that they hit you with early on?
Man, they just taught me how to be about what I say. Yeah. Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be professional, move, with intent. And, I'm just grateful that I ran into them type of guys because there's a lot of other type of people out here that I could have met. You know what I'm saying? But Bear's a protector, man. He was one of those people, man, who when we was on the road, he was always talking to me about, what he's been through and what he's seen. And, of course, we ran into some situations where we had to, like, show up. And it's like, and that's what I learned from him is, how to deliver and be about what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So, and I learned that early in the game. When I was working with Jason Jeter, Jason was the first person to actually, he probably don't even know this, man, but he was one of the first people to actually employ me in Atlanta, for like my skill set. At the time, it was like MySpace and all that other stuff going on. And he hired me to do like content for them. This was before content was cool.
Exactly.
So, I'm pulling up with an old camera. I'm doing MySpace pages for him, all kinds of stuff, man. But one of the things I always respected from him was, although I was like, like a flea out here, I guess, you know what I'm saying? He was one of the few people, man, who remembered my name, my first name. Like, he would just call my name. Like, and this is a person who didn't have to know me, man. I was easily one of the low people on the totem pole at the time. So, and I took those types of lessons, man, and I just try to keep that in my Rolodex of how I move with people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, when you get in that studio, though, Will, creative process. What you using to make these hits with, man?
Man, so I'm on Ableton.
Okay, then.
Yeah. I started out on Logic. Okay. I was on Logic, man, for, forever.
Yeah.
But I went down to Miami a few years ago, maybe 6 years ago, and worked with Jim Johnson. And so he put me on the Ableton, and from there, man, that's been my whole platform. Like, I love it. I get down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your biggest hit that just kind of caught you off guard, though, Will? You didn't think it was going to do that crazy.
So it's crazy, man. My biggest record, man, is sort of a hip-hop country record, man. It's insane, bro, because, like, I wasn't expecting that to be what would take me over there, but I did this record called Till It's Gone for Yelawolf.
Yeah.
And it took off, man. Like, it really started to do some things I didn't realize it would.
Yeah.
And so with that, just that record alone, man, I've been able to establish myself in Atlanta's community, as a music exec.
Exactly.
I got my own studio now, like all these different things, and all that came from like, what I was able to earn from just that one record. But I got 56 major placements. Woo. So it's like, it's been good to me, man.
What was the experience, though, when you saw that Yelawolf record taking off, man? What was the difference between that and the other placements that made you realize that it's going down?
I knew it was going down when, like, every single, that particular year, around 2012, 13, man, we ended up on every video game that came out.
Yeah.
We ended up on, like, maybe 20, 25 major TV shows. It was going crazy, and I was just like, and when I say it was a hit, now I do want to speak to the fact that like it wasn't a big radio record or nothing like that. Which
25 TV shows sound like a hit to me.
It went crazy, man. And like still to this day, man, like we get calls, man, that's like, hey, we gonna, it got synced again. So it's like, I learned that part of it, and that's what helped me realize that like you don't necessarily have to have a record on radio
to be successful,
to get this off, man, and make a really good living out of it.
Come on now.
Yeah, man.
The podcast, though, Will.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram and it's on my timeline every day, sir.
Come on.
Talk to me about creating this content and giving it to these folks.
Yeah, man. I've always been a person of service, man. I felt like, we created this podcast called the Free Game Producer Podcast.
That's right.
Myself and my boy, Brian Henry.
Okay.
And essentially, man, we just talk producer business, man. You know, It's so much going on. There's so many ways to make money. It's so many producers out here.
Yeah.
We just wanted to give game because I didn't get that when I was coming up. I had to figure it out. Like we was turning corners that we was going down some dark roads, bro. But we just try to enlighten people, man, with what the possibilities are as a producer.
Yeah.
You can make a really good living out here. You could do well for yourself and not even be like a major producer.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. When you speak of going down dark roads and valleys and stuff, man, what were those times like, and what was it that kept you motivated to keep on fighting, Will?
Man, look, man, when your ribs touching and you hungry, man, and you got kids and you got to pay these bills, like that's a lot. You know what I mean? But music saved my life, man. Like, it kept me out the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And once I figured out how to start making money with my craft, then I just went and cultivated that. And now I'm trying to expand it, which is why we have things like the studio, the podcast, I'm selling beats online.
Come on.
All kinds of crap going on that just kind of keep the ball rolling.
How do you feel like this digital world has changed the game?
It's changed it a lot, man. But the truth is, this is the best it's ever been.
Break that down.
I stand on that. I say that because now we have many opportunities to put content out to the people and monetize it. Before we got on today, I was talking to you about it. It's like it's important to know how to turn whatever you're doing into money.
That's right.
And so sometimes you just gotta sit down and learn how to do it.
Facts.
But once you get it, like that's income. And back in the day, let's take a Michael Jackson for instance. Like Michael Jackson had sold millions and millions of records.
Yeah.
But just imagine, because once you bought a Michael Jackson album, that was it. That was the only time he was going to get paid from that.
That's right.
But you played it.
Come on.
Hundreds and hundreds of times.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine if he was getting paid every time you played it back then. You know what I mean? And so I can't imagine where this is going. Yeah. But I know for now as a producer and as a creator, it's just a million ways to get paid.
What was some of the best game that you picked up out of trial and error over these years, man?
Man, that's a good one. I think the best thing I learned, man, is to just stay consistent. Yeah. Like I learned that it's not always about the most talented person. It's about the person who's still around when it.
You know what? Let me get in here, Will, because see, that's my favorite line I tell folks. I tell folks all the time, I say, look, man, you ain't got to be the best. You ain't got to be the most liked.
That's right.
You ain't got to be the favorite. You ain't got to be the most talented. You just better be there.
You just got to be there.
After the best quit, the most liked get fired. That's somebody just quit and roll over. They just slow down. Yeah, as long as you there, you going to get your time.
You going to get it, man.
But you just got to be there.
Yes, sir.
A lot of folks, they just go home, go to bed, and they never get a chance to even be there.
That's right.
Where they cut, willpower to the stage, please. Yeah. You done got in your car, you on 20.
Well, look.
Come on, man. What was the best game that other producers gave you?
I think I'm learning right now, man, how to pick records. One of my favorite producers is Needles.
Okay.
Needles broke down to me one day, man, what he felt made a record. I hate to use the word hit, but this was what we was talking about.
Come on now.
And, he basically just talked about, finding a way to simplify what you're doing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning that because I'm one of those like underground, I'm into music, man. So I'm into it getting super deep sometimes. Sometimes it's too deep. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And luckily, man, I came in with people like Needles and that I got friends with that I could talk to. But another person, man, who taught me a lot was Kawan Prather, man. KP. Man, KP, he's probably one of the best record pickers in the game, bro.
Come on now.
And so if he say something, I really listen to what he has to say, man. Like I've got projects that are coming out that I refuse to put out if I played it for him and he didn't like it. Ooh. sometimes I just be like, you know, we gotta go back to the drawing board. Let's get this again, man. Because KB was like, nah, bro.
But KP got that ear, man. Yeah. I mean, he done been around so much music, and he done been around the greatest of all time. So you got to go ahead and let him slide with it, whatever the hell you talking about.
No doubt, man. I mean, I that's the blessing I had, man. I don't know how I ended up in God's favor to meet the kinds of people that I have.
Yeah.
But you know, when one of your homies is KP, is like that makes making music easy because you got somebody who can say, you know, give you some good advice.
Now, for upcoming producers that's getting into the game, man, what do you need to tell them guys?
Man, learn to listen, be patient, don't quit. Mm-hmm. You know, that's kind of cliche stuff, man, but like at the end,
facts.
It's all facts though, bro. Like, and, you know, humble yourself, because what I'm running into a lot in my own studio is a lot of the new guys that's coming through, man, like they know they already it. You can't tell them nothing. I'm like, bro, look, man, listen to me. That ain't gonna work out like that. You know. So
what's the common mistakes that they come in there with, though?
I think the common mistake is entitlement. I think that just because you got a hot beat, you can't expect people to just move out your way.
And get on there.
There's too many people with it, man. Like, it's a lot of heat in Atlanta. We just talking about Atlanta. We ain't talking about all over the place.
Yeah.
Atlanta got fire on every corner.
Okay. So if we got fire on every corner, how do we shine in the midst of all of this, man?
Man, I just think it's the culture.
Okay.
I really think it's the culture. I think the way Atlanta moves is, you know, we're good for breaking what people think can't be broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bro, it started with, to me, it didn't start with Outkast, but like, let's take Outkast for instance. It's like, bro, nobody thought them boys out the basement of a house was gonna become worldwide. Yeah, I mean, like, that's crazy to me. So I just think that that's what Atlanta has to offer. So if you position yourself in Atlanta the right way, you know, work on your relationships, make sure your relationships are intact.
Yeah.
You got great chances of being just as great.
How do we get young folks and just people in general to get around that entitlement factor, man? Because I think a lot of folks think that it should just happen because they putting the energy towards it.
This business, bro, will humble you. So keep on being entitled if you want to. You know what I mean? It's one of them things, bro. It's gonna take something happening, man, to like make a person chill out sometimes. Hopefully that they're willing to listen. But like, just when you think you entitled is when the game will show you that you're not.
Answer me this though, Will. Do you think it's better for a new producer to start off with a new artist or to get a placement?
Oh man,
to get into the game.
That's a good one, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm all about artist development. I'm all about finding an artist and figuring it out. I think that one side of the business is to get placements. We all want those. If we can pull those off, then cool.
Yeah.
But like, you have to understand that like there's a whole system in place. So like, let's take a Rihanna for instance. She finna drop an album. So it ain't but 12 songs on this thing.
Yeah.
And you trying to get on as a producer for a placement space.
Yeah.
If you don't know somebody in that camp, the likeliness of getting on that project is so high, it's kind of crazy. Because if you think about it, she got an A&R who probably got a gang of producers who is gonna get on this project.
Yeah.
Then you got people who are close to her.
Yeah.
Then you got the top dogs that's gonna make it on there. Then you got the cousin, she gonna make sure she get one of the tracks to. So you really working for one spot on this project. You know what I mean? In some cases. And Rihanna is on the high end of what I'm talking about, but this is all the way down to whoever you can think of, exactly. Man. There's always some type of organization of people around the artist, so it's insulated. Like with my own artist Josh, I'm the same way. It's like, bro, you're gonna have to wait because we got like 7 people in line right now trying to make this project. You know what I mean? And we ain't even broke this yet.
Come on.
So I think that the key for a producer is to try to get in and get yourself an artist so that when that hits, you are part of the DNA of it, which is exactly what happened in my career. Like, luckily, Yelawolf and I went from 2001, we didn't get signed and take off till 2010. You know what I'm saying? Well, he had got signed once before that, but 2010 was when it all popped off.
Y'all linked up in 2001 and the funk didn't hit the fan till 2010.
Funk didn't hit till 2010, bro.
Okay, talk about that gap right there.
Yeah.
From 01 to 10. What was that like living in there trying to figure it out? Man, and that's 10 years in purgatory.
Bro, look. Straight purgatory.
Come on.
I'm talking about, bro, we would drive up here to Atlanta, get told no more than any. I mean, come on, man. I was around here with a white boy, man, trying to make it with a white boy rapping, bro.
Come on.
Like, it was no, hell no, boy, what y'all, boy? It was like that. So, it was just what I think it was he was built for this. You know what I'm saying? It was him, bro. Like, he was built for this. Like, he wasn't scared to go in any room and do his thing. And, you know, he got his deal on his own. It wasn't like I had anything to do with that, but what was intact was our relationship. And I just continuously was there for him as a producer and making sure that, you know, I could do as much as I could. And that's it, man.
When him and M got in there and started vibing, what was that chemistry like when you witnessed that?
Man, it was dope.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I thought, you know, I didn't know what to think at first because, you know, I was like, so M gonna sign Yella. I didn't know what to think of this, man. But in truth, man, I think M really recognized the fact that he was extremely talented, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't look at this like it was some white boy shit. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was just like, bro, one of the greatest rappers of all time just signed my boy.
Yeah.
And this boy can rap.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And I still to this day tell people, bro, it ain't a whole lot of people want it with Wolf, man, because he can really rap. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, it was amazing to watch. You know what I'm saying? It was like mentor, mentee.
Yeah.
And it was crazy.
When it comes to studio sessions, man, what are some of your most memorable moments being in that studio when you knew that the spirit was in the room?
Yeah. So I reached, like, the last album I did with Wolf was a album called Love Story.
Yeah.
It was the first time in my career, man, where I was, they gave us an incredible budget to do the album. We went out to Nashville and locked in for 6 months.
Ooh.
So I was able to experience making an album in a way that I don't think really exists much anymore. So I had access to millions of dollars of microphones. We had access to any type of equipment we wanted, bro. Any musician you could think of. Like, I mean, if you know Nashville,
it's
you know,
Nashville.
Like, that's
some
where
musicians
it's at.
in there.
Oh, bro, that's where it's at. And so that was my greatest experience, man, was just being able to be in control of the of making an album, you know, working closely with my boy, and like we did something incredible, man. And to this day, it's his best body of work.
What do you think about the whole digital signee that just got signed out of the metaverse?
They need to get out here with that shit. That's trash, bro. That's trash. Let me tell you, I don't think that AI stuff is a bad look. I think they didn't think this one through all the way. I mean, number one, they got this white AI guy, man, out here talking. It's reckless as hell. It's crazy, man. But
so is he supposed to be like 6'9", acting crazy
look
too?
Crazy to me. I didn't even get into it. I laughed at it because I'm like, look, I knew this was coming. But I just feel like, bro, it was so many other ways to do this. Other than to just make the most foolish. It's like a mockery to me of what somebody exactly. That's somebody's portrayal of
and they
what
talking
this
about
is.
He done made $10 million already.
Yes, that's crazy. And I think that's a slap in the face to a lot of people, man, who are like, you know, sacrificing to get this and do their thing. What they really doing, man, is pushing this thing all the way independent. It's about to be over for this major shit. Because I feel like people getting ready to be like, we don't even want to fool with y'all with that. If that's what y'all find as, you know, the way up, man, look, we'll just stay down.
What do you think about independence versus signing with the majors now, man? How do you feel about that?
I mean, outside of that foolishness, man, I'm still an advocate for whatever works best for you.
Okay.
You know, I do think that there's some perks if you have any sense of priority with a label, you could do really well. You know what I mean? But if you don't have that and you doing better as an independent, it's all about what it's X's and O's to me, man.
Come on.
Some people don't get it. Some people just anti-record label, this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, well, that makes sense if you already making money.
Exactly.
But I can't stand talking to somebody broke that ain't got nothing going on, talking about they just gonna stay independent. I'm like, bro, just tell the truth. You can't afford to position yourself to do much else. So they have to just people have to come to terms with that. Exactly. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you dope enough to get signed and it's a real situation where you can get some priority in the building, go do that. Why not? Like, use their money to get off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It only makes sense.
Now, I will say this, though. I don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand how, like, some of our legacy artists haven't gone independent. Because, you know, like, maybe they done got used to the system, the machine. But, like, there is a point where I feel like, okay, well, you went, like, for instance, with Yella, he did 6 albums with Interscope and Shady.
Yeah.
And then he went independent. And he doing better now than he ever was financially.
Well, see, the thing about it is the question have to be, Yella got a real fan base.
He built it up.
Some of these folks on these majors,
they didn't build up no
they don't have
base.
no fan base. They was put into all of these different places,
That's
but
right,
the
man.
actual fans never really gravitated towards the music.
Yep.
I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, it was a song that had been played on the radio for years, well, for a long time. It was a hit record.
Yeah.
But I said, I don't know any other records from that artist.
That's right.
And I didn't mind hearing the song on the radio. So I did know who the artist was, but as far as the catalog and the music that they was making, other than what I heard on the radio, I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a key factor. If you out here as an artist and you're not shaking hands and figuring out how to convert a listener to a fan, you might as well just take this ride and get a job afterwards.
Come on.
It is what it is.
I'm with you on that. Now, back to the Free Game podcast, man. I mean, what were some of your favorite episodes to where you felt like, man, I'm learning something in this thing?
Listen, Key Henderson.
Yeah.
KP.
Yes, sir.
Ray Daniels.
You know, Ray don't hold back.
Ray don't hold back. He don't care. He like, oh, you gonna ask me? I'm gonna tell you.
And Ray got some answers too.
Oh, it's dope, man. My boy, Verse Talk, Cloth Verse. He killed it, man. Wendy Day was special. You know,
don't play either.
I just like talking to people, man, who have more information than I do.
Yeah.
And aren't willing, don't want to hold it. Because it's a lot of that going on in the business right now. Like, people just ain't sharing and telling you, like, simple things, bro. Sometimes you can say one thing to me that could crack the code.
Exactly.
But, because I didn't have the dollar to give you or something and it didn't work out, I don't know. But I don't know why people do what they do sometimes. But
I done came to the conclusion that these folks are just some haters and they don't want to see nobody
That's
win.
it, man. And you know what? That's got to stop. But, what we can't do is worry about it. Like, I look at what you doing, man, and I'm going, bro, this is just somebody who's decided, like, I'm going to go do this and get mine.
Come on.
And I'm with it, bro. So
Appreciate
I
it.
understand what this is. You know what I'm saying? So same old, man.
Lastly, Will, how can your fans and your people contact you? And is there anything you want your people to know, man?
Oh, man, well, I do want to tell people about my artist, Josh Waters.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? He's a very talented R&B singer. The conversation of R&B is up right now.
That's right.
So, for whatever reason people are talking about R&B, I got an artist that I think is incredible.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to know who he is real soon.
Okay.
So, just check him out. I mean, he's on his Instagram is all his social media is Josh Waters Music.
Come on.
All my social media is at Willpower, which is WLPWR.
That's right.
And then, of course, there's the Free Game Podcast on IG. And, Bandwidth Studios.
Come on.
We got a incredible facility over in East Point.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? The home Outcast. You know what I'm talking about?
Matter
of fact, we right across the street from the high school. What's the
Tri-City?
We right over there, bro. But we got a beautiful studio, man, that 4,000 square feet, 3 rooms. It's incredible, man. It's a really dope vibe. Black owned, man. So, y'all come out there.
Talk to me about putting the studio together, man. What was that like? Because, 4,000 square feet, that's a lot of feet to be furnishing.
Yeah, so check it. It ain't just furnishing, bro. Like, I built the studio with my hands, man. Like, we did it ourselves, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I say me, I don't mean just me alone, but it was me and my team, man.
That's right.
So we put every nail in that joker. We put down every floor. We put up all the walls. Like, it's incredible. Like, if ever you get a chance, come see it, man. Because it's dope.
I can dig it.
But, man, I just wanted to have a place, man, that felt like home, but still functioned at the highest quality so that we can still deliver what I know the industry is requiring. You know what I'm saying? And But we got great service over there, man. Like top of the line service, man. So we don't play that game. You know what I mean?
I already know.
Yes, sir.
I already know. Will, appreciate you coming through this thing, boss.
Thank you, man. This was super
nothing but
dope.
the best and much success.
Yes, sir.
Be High Radio, shout it. Will Power. Holla at y'all in a minute, man. We go.